Here at Catonsville United Methodist Church, we're very blessed to have an active Stephen ministry. Stephen ministry is confidential, one-to-one, female-to-female, male-to-male, Christian care. And it's for anyone 18 years or older who's experiencing a crisis situation or some temporary difficulty in their lives. A Stephen minister will meet with you privately by phone, by video chat, or in person in a safe setting to focus on you and your needs for about an hour a week. We're blessed to have people who have had Stephen ministers share their experience in writing with a Stephen leader. Let's begin with our Stephen leaders reading testimony from CUMC members who have benefited from meeting in the past with one of our Stephen ministers.
One care receiver wrote this. The first time we met, my Stephen minister went over the guidelines, the purpose of the ministry, and explained the confidentiality. She had good eye contact, listened to me without judgment, and demonstrated empathy and understanding. Her easiness to talk to and her empathy helped me to feel comfortable talking to her. Over time, the topics I brought up with her expanded and became even more personal. I felt truly listened to and validated when talking to her. She was helpful in asking questions to help me look at things differently and in giving me positive feedback. At times, she would reference Bible verses and suggest readings for me. At the end of our talk, she would say a beautiful prayer that captured the essence of our discussion. This would bring me a feeling of comfort, and I would leave the meeting feeling uplifted. I have a stronger relationship with God through talking to a Christian on a regular basis and having heartfelt conversations and prayer with her. I find myself praying much more during the day since I have been meeting with her and am noticing more of the blessings from God by appreciating the goodness in my life.
One care receiver writes, I was going through a divorce from a very brief marriage. I had also recently moved to the area where most of my friends were his friends, so I felt very isolated. My Stephen minister listened. She listened a lot and held my hand as I wept. My Stephen minister prayed for me and she prayed with me. She was consistent and made sure to reach out to me on a regular basis. I know that God was looking out for me. God clearly answered my prayers and led me to safety. I definitely believe his hand was in the selection of my Stephen minister. My Stephen minister helped me to feel more a part of our church at a time when I felt isolated and feared that others might judge me harshly. Anyone hurting or lost or needing a friend could benefit from having a Stephen minister.
Written by a care receiver. It can be hard to trust that it's okay to reveal the depth of your pain to another person. But my Stephen minister consistently reminded me about the strictness of their program training. They are not allowed to share what you tell them with anyone. They are not burdened with making your decisions for you because the program has trained them not to do that. They are there to listen without being judgmental, to help you feel you have support, and to help you lift your problems and your thanks up to God anytime you are ready. I was always offered a variety of options so I could talk in a place where I could feel comfortable, including on the phone. Our meetings were very friendly, but also with appropriate professional style boundaries. We build one another up in faith by coming together in the kind of fellowship you'll find in Stephen ministry. My Stephen minister offered to pray at the end of every session, and it was so comforting to know that God was with me in my situation. When my faith felt weak, the model of turning my fears over to God was right there for me each time as we lifted everything up to him. Please do find a Stephen minister instead of going through it all by yourself. I thank God that he does equip people to come alongside us. It is okay to reach out. Take the first step.
One care receiver wrote, I had known my Stephen minister for years. When we began meeting, he stated that everything we discuss will be completely confidential. I knew he was a person who was truthful and that I could trust. Often we have casual friends and relationships that are nice, but to have someone really interested in what's going on in one's life is a true gift. My Stephen minister never made me feel rushed or on the spot. He helped me as a sounding board to express the many emotions that were going on in my heart and in my head. He was encouraging and understanding even when I was discouraged and not feeling good about what was going on. Often, I didn't have the words to pray, but my Stephen minister was able to pray for me and help me remember that God is always listening. Sometimes it's really nice to be lifted up in prayer without having to figure out what to say to God. I always felt stronger and more at peace after our prayer together. I believe that anybody who might be finding it difficult to navigate life could benefit from having a caring Christian relationship with a Stephen minister. I believe that God speaks and offers comfort, guidance, and companionship to God's children through others in the Christian community.
Because of confidentiality, not everyone is comfortable sharing their testimony face-to-face. One gentleman, however, was gracious enough to share his own testimony.
I had brain surgery that removed a tumor that was diagnosed as brain cancer, glioblastoma stage 4. And as my family and I were processing this major life event with my new disease and its grim prognosis, I realized that reaching out to others for help was the right thing to do. From the very start, my Stephen minister was clearly a caring man who focused on determining how he could help me on my new health journey. When my Stephen minister asked me to share how I was feeling, I was surprised to hear how much I was holding inside. As I spoke about my situation, I began to feel so much better. My health situation was literally a question of how I was going to approach my terminal cancer prognosis. I normally try to have a PMA, positive mental attitude, about difficult challenges, and regularly meeting with a Stephen minister has helped me keep that PMA. When you realize that you may be meeting your maker sooner than you thought, grace actually becomes amazing, for real. It's been clear to me that Stephen ministers do care and provide love and support to those like me who need it most. And what could be more Christian than that?
If you feel that you or someone you know could benefit from meeting with a Stephen minister, please visit the Stephen Ministry page on catonsvilleumc.org. Stephen Ministry is an example of the church being what the church is called to be.